How's it going, everyone? I'm back to describe my second dream, which is second confirmation. And this is kind of like a continuation of the first dream that I had. It's in my very first video in YouTube. And just to touch base again with the first video is that I had a dream about the flash crash. And I know to this day, some people, you might ask yourselves, and I had some people ask me too, that regarding the flash crash, did you only see Bitcoin or did you see more other cryptos? And I'm like, well, I only saw Bitcoin. The Lord only gave me a chart of Bitcoin going all the way down, and it touched zero, and it immediately went up back to its original place. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but in the first video, but I know that if you guys want to get like that really cheap Bitcoin, like close to zero, the only people who are gonna get that are the people who place their buy limit orders. That's all I can say. Now, just to confirm what the other people is talking about, hey, did you saw XRP? Did you saw XLM, Shiba Inu, all of these crashing? And actually, that was my question too, to God. But now, when I put two and two together, I'm not sure if you guys been long enough, but I know that wherever Bitcoin goes, everyone follows. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat that. Wherever Bitcoin goes, every altcoin follows. So I've been seeing this since 2018, 19, 20. So when Bitcoin is going low, everybody, they're all following what Bitcoin does in the end. It might not be to the T. It might not be perfectly aligned to it, but it does, when Bitcoin hits a needle down, some or most altcoins will feel the rumble of it. So that's all I can say. I did have that question in mind, and I did ask God about it. And all I can say so far is that if Bitcoin touches zero, then more than likely all of these altcoins will touch zero as well, or maybe most. So I'm not gonna lie. I have been putting buy-in orders for other cryptos, XRP, XLM, XDC. All of these cryptos that belong to the 222 ISO. But like as I was saying, that's just my speculation, and I feel in my heart that if Bitcoin touches zero, then might as well all of them will touch zero as well. But like I said, it's not gonna stay in zero. It's just gonna be a flash crash, and the only people who are going to scoop those up, it's to put in buy limit orders close to that price. Now, there's some people that put a gradual, a gradual scoop up, meaning for XRP, you might have one for 1 cent, and then another one for 10 cents, and another one for 3 zeros and 1 cent. Kind of like gradually going down. You could also do that, but take it to the Lord. This is not financial advice. As I always mention in my videos, I'm going to, and also in my description, just so y'all can double check, I'm going to put that, that disclaimer that this is not financial advice. That's what I mean. It's not financial advice. So, yeah, you could do that. You can go ahead. But like I said, I receive these in dreams, and I know there's some people, coming at me. I had people in the comments. I've already deleted them, but I had people in the comments, hey, such and so many months have passed, and none of your dreams have come to pass, and everything like that. I get that. I even to myself. But look, I do keep an open mind, and I'm not taking this to God and say, hey, I don't trust in you. Why are you giving me deceiving dreams? Why are you, I don't go to God like that. Shame on you if you do. But I'm not of weak faith, just to just because something didn't happen my way, I'm gonna jeopardize my salvation, and it better not be like that, guys. With you guys, with your spiritual life. So always, this is why I tell you guys, follow always God, put God first in your life. Do not put a human being, even if somebody's a servant of God, do not glorify him so much, because in the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But like I was saying, this is like when it comes to dreams and everything like that, or prophetic visions, is debatable. Some people can make them up. Some people will not make them up. It actually happened. In my case, that dream that I had, it was very vivid. It looked very real. And that's why, if it wasn't for that dream, I wouldn't be on YouTube sharing about prophetic visions and dreams. I wouldn't. But I know there's some people doubting me, saying, hey, none of your visions had come to pass or whatever. So that's up to you. If you still want to follow me or not, is up to you. And is up to your spiritual health as well, or better said, your mental health. If that gives you more peace, then go for it. But in the end of the day, I'm not recommending people. I'm just sharing dreams. I'm putting it here online just to keep a record of it, not only for myself but for other people as well. Because not to give myself glory, but so other people can kind of connect the dots and be like, because there's also been other people being like, hey, I had dreams of this too, of this Shiba Inu, and other people discussing with me and saying, hey, I had a similar dream about what you had. And there's some other people that been sharing they've been opening up about their dreams because of me, But that's all I can say, and I leave it all in God's hands. I try to, but I like I was saying, that I wouldn't be on the YouTube platform sharing about my dreams if it wasn't so vivid, if it wasn't like that. And this was one of the first of the few times that I ever had something like that. Sure, I had bad dreams that were, as vivid, but the thing is that when it came more like from God, when I felt like it was from God, then I just came. And it's up to you guys. Time will tell if if they will come to pass or not. The things are just comes not to me, but for everybody, right? For everybody who have these prophetic dreams from the Lord. But like I was saying, back to my second dream, following to this one. Now, I'm here making another video because of this other dream that I had, and like I said, it's your choice if you want to listen, because I know there's some people, thinking already, saying, hey, none of your dreams have come to pass. Why you're even posting or whatever like that. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. You go ahead, make yourself a favor, and do not follow my videos. That's all I could tell you. And it's for your mental health, so you won't be all in fury against people like that, because in the end of the day, God doesn't like people like that. In the end of the day, I'm not even lying to you guys. I'm just saying what I've experienced. Some people enjoy listening to this, but like I said, in the end of the day, this is not a financial advice. You take precautions. Sometimes maybe God is revealing this to me or to other certain people that have not had prophetic visions or dreams that came to pass. God is using these so as a warning. He can also use that as that. And like I said before, you can always nullify dreams, especially the bad ones, right? So back to this, to my dream that I had, is that I had it in August the 3rd, the morning of August the 3rd. So in this dream, and this dream was a second confirmation of the first one, which is going to be titled, When They Dump, We Loot. That voice came again. So, and I was praying to God for a reconfirmation of that first dream. I was really praying for it for a second, because God wouldn't give me another dream, to be honest. I'm talking about crypto and everything like that. I wouldn't get anything after that dream, like anything so concrete, kind of like the first dream that I had. So other than that, I think I had a vision after that, and other dreams that regard in later times or in times that are about to come. perhaps. So back to this dream. In this dream, I was somewhere in the coast. I was in a coast of Southern Europe. I was in the Mediterranean. Gosh, it was so beautiful, guys. I was in they have villages, they have beautiful houses there. Of course, I've never been there. I've never been there, but it was so beautiful. The houses and just everything. I know for sure it was not the United States. It was not that beautiful. I mean, we have beautiful places here in the U.S., but not compared to, Southern Europe. So I was somewhere there. I can see I was in a tall hill, and I was running errands for my family. Actually, I was, I just bought a car, I think a used car, and it wasn't going to be for me, but it was going to be for a family member. And then I collected that car, and I was so happy. I was like, yes, and I parked it in a garage. I'm not sure if this garage was in my place, in my house, or somebody else's house, but I know for sure I was not in the U.S. I was not in my present home. I was somewhere else. So by the time I was with other people. I don't know who I was with, but it looks like I was with friends, people that I know. So I felt like in that aura. It was a sunset. It was a beautiful landscape. It was a beautiful landscape, guys. In that hill, there's you just imagine like nice, beautiful, like it was beautiful houses, like 2-story, 3-story houses. And you can see the whole neighborhood down the hill. We were like in a hill going upwards. I wasn't going upwards, but I'm looking from below, and I can see the ocean. It's so beautiful, guys. It's almost like I have nothing. I've seen nothing so beautiful as that. And then I hear a voice or voices saying, when I heard those voices say, when they dump, we loot. When they dump, we loot. A few times at least. When they dump, we loot. It was like a crowd of voices. But when I looked to the right, I saw a guy. He was taller than me. I'm not that tall, to be honest. But the guy right next to me, he was all in gray. And I looked at him. It was him. It was him that he was saying, when they dump, we loot. And I was so interested because this is what I was praying. I was praying and expecting from God, another confirmation. And I told him, and I said, what do you mean when they dump, we loot? What do you mean? When I said, what do you mean? I had like an intention about, what I was trying to say. I wanted him to explain to me in detail, who are they? Who will dump? And what are we going to loot? What do you mean? Break it down to me. Speak English to me. What do you mean about when they dump, we loot? Because I went to him and I was like, oh, no, you're not going to go away. I saw him and then I told him, what do you mean when they dump, we loot? And then he saw me, and then I put my ear, I turned sideways so I can have my ear more present, to him. I was looking to the side, but my ear was, I wanted to hear what he was going to tell me directly. So I put my ear to the side so I can listen to him more audibly, right? And he said, when they sell, we loot. That's what he told me. He just said it once. When they sell, we loot. And right there, I knew he was an angel. He was an angel. That's what I think he was. Because the reason why, it's because when he said that, in my spirit, I felt like he explained it in 10 ways at that moment. He answered all of my questions. He answered all of my doubts or questions that I had in my head at that very moment. So I didn't have no doubt. So I was like, okay, I understand now. Okay, and I'll tell you guys what I understood. And then from there, the dream ended. Okay, so in that dream, he said, when they sell, we loot. The first thing that came in mind when he said that, it was the stock market. When they sell the stocks, we loot. That was the first thing. That was the first thing that came in mind. The second thing that came in mind was properties. When they sell, we loot. He was breaking everything down for me all fast, like within a second. The third is like liabilities. I'm talking about vehicles, you know. It could be from cars, boats, tractors, whatever, you know. It can be stuff like that. But when he said sell in that moment, it felt like it was everything. Everything. When they sell everything, we loot everything. When they sell everything, we loot everything. I didn't have no doubt in Bitcoin at that moment. Not now. You know, in crypto, to be honest, because I wanna include all crypto, even XRP. But that's how it felt. It felt like he meant everything when he said, when they sell, we loot. And I was like, okay, at that moment, it meant everything. Now after the dream ended, like a day, 2 days later, I did have doubts again, like only one doubt. I was like, what about gold and silver? What about gold and silver? Is that going to drop price too? Now, that was the only thing, because now I know in mind that he meant everything. Remember that the stock market is controlled by the top 1%. And crypto is still controlled by the top 1%, by the wicked. You know, so when you see, you have a lot of tech stocks in the S&P 500. So, you know, the same thing, you know, if they take a hit, crypto's going to take a hit for sure, because the possession is still under the wicked. It's still is not in our possession yet. Not yet. But once they do, the stock market will go down first, then crypto. Crypto's going to go, because they're holding in possession of that. They're holding in possession of that. They might think they do not have. They probably think they have no idea, you know, or probably they probably act like they don't hold it, but they do. In my spirit, or say in me, this is me talking. You know, I think that the wicked still holds crypto, that crypto. So when their world collapses, when it goes down, when they start dumping, that's when we come in. That's when we loot. So I knew that in crypto, you know, I was thinking maybe it was just Bitcoin, because in the last stream it was just Bitcoin. I was like, what if it only happens to Bitcoin and everything and everybody, all these other cryptos, Shiba Inu, XRP, XLM, Algorand, you know, they're all intact, or they just took a little bit of damage, and the only one that took the dip was Bitcoin. But follow what I'm trying to say here, that Bitcoin follow all these cryptos follow Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin follows the stock market, then that's for sure means that the wicked is controlling everything. Everything in the financial world for now, as of what's today's date? August 7th. Yeah, August 7th, 2023. August 7th, 2023. All right. So, well, what is my recommendation for you guys, or what am I doing about this? Because I know a lot of people, you guys are feeling impatient. Well, I'm not sweating it too much. Well, I kind of am, because I am waiting, right? Just like as many of you listening to my video, but I wouldn't take it to God. I would take it to God. I will take my prophecy to God, you know, and say, what happened to this, that you gave it to me, but I will keep an open mind as well. I will keep an open mind as well, that this could happen this year, next year. And some of you people will ask, what if it doesn't happen, David? Well, I'm not sweating it. My God still remains my God, you know, and I will keep, as of today, I'm going to keep praying about it, about these prophecies, these vivid dreams that God gave me. And I'm just going to keep on praying about it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give these deeds to the Lord, And you should too. Any dream that you have, prophetic dream or anything like that, you should take it to the Lord and tell him, what happened to this, Father? Are you gonna give it to me? Are you gonna because God have given me promises too in the dreams as well. So our job is to put these in God's face and be like Jacob, fighting with the angel that he wants his blessing. He was fighting with the angel, physically wrestling with him because he wanted to be blessed. Where is my blessing? So he was, and I think we have to be violent about it towards God. I'm not talking about towards people or towards the government or anybody in the physical, but in the spiritual, I'm talking about the King of all spirits, which is the Lord. And you run to the Lord and you ask him that. Don't be acting impious and be like, you know what, I'm done with all this God stuff just because he didn't give you wealth or any money or anything. That's a really dumb reason, for somebody to go against God, or because a prophecy wasn't fulfilled or anything like that, to be honest. That's really not a good reason, to be honest. But if I were you, you present it to God, and I wouldn't let those things hinder my relationship with the Lord. Whether it come to pass or not, I still stand firm for whatever God, because in the end of the day, God already planned this. You have to keep in mind that before we pray, God already knows what we're going to ask for him. So if he knows what you're going to ask to God, if he already, before it comes out of your lips, before you even think about it, if he knows this, then he already knows what was going to happen before you and me were born. So I'm not going to sweat it, because in the end of the day, this is God's life. I'm only renting it. You're only renting it, And the same thing with this body. Our bodies is going to go back to the soil. We're just going, back to the dust. But our spirit lasts forever. So, then again, like I said, once again, like I said, I'm not going to be sweating about this. And you guys shouldn't either. Keep an open mind. Always pray. Always seek the Lord. Always worship the Lord. And pray. Always pray for God to bless you. For God to open the windows of heaven. To open the gates of heaven. So he can bless you, your family, and your siblings, your mom, your dad, whoever's around you. So he can be a blessing to other people. So you can help them and in the times to come. So there's a reason why the government, I don't know if y'all been reading or y'all been coming across, but the wealthy, the people that get paid one by one, they're having a hard time. People that are in the top 10%, 20% here in the U.S., they're having a hard time getting a nice paycheck, getting a good payout. The big companies, just put all of this in mind. The commercial real estate. Who's in that commercial real estate? Who is in that? Big companies. Talking about GM. I'm talking about Amazon. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about Apple. These car makes. All of these and retail stores. These mega stores like Target, Walmart. All of these stores, they're all having a tough time. How do I know this? How do we all know this? Well, just first of all, you got to look at the sales. Have you noticed that you've been seeing a lot of more sales lately? I don't know if it reminds you of Black Friday. When things go on sale, but I've been seeing more sales for some reason. I'm like, wow, these sales, they don't last 1 week. They don't last only during a holiday, during Memorial or Labor Day. No, or 4th of July. No, they're ongoing. Once that sale ends, there's another one for a whole month. That's because these wealthy companies are having a really hard time selling. So they have to start selling at a discounted price. They have to cut down their profits their expected profits, they have to start cutting down because they're all having a hard time. That's how you know that they're having a hard time, when you see consistent sales. And then what else? And then you already know China is already advancing with with the shopping industry, because the whole world knows that they do goods for cheaper. And guess what? They're taking all of their profits, because they went the cheap way. Oh, okay, we're gonna make something cheap, and we're gonna sell it for cheap, way for a fraction, for pennies on the dollar. And guess what? That's how China is advancing, because they're taking all of America's clientele. They're taking Europe's clientele, and all these shops are these designer brands. They're all having a hard time. That's why you're gonna see a lot more sales, guys. There's gonna be a lot more sales. That's not me touching the car industry. Oh, the car industry. Oh my God. The car industry. And then you already see I'm touching back in the commercial real estate. Who's in the commercial real estate? Who's in there? The big companies. They rent out big spaces. They rent. They buy these spaces so they can put their business in there. But how can they be in there when they're not making enough money? So that's why you see all these buildings tearing. I don't know if you see it in your area, but in my area, lately I've been seeing these empty buildings more and more. There's more empty buildings going out of business, and next thing you know, poof, it's gone. They demolish it, and I'm like, wow. Now there was a business there, but then next thing you know, I guess the owner of that whole building, I guess couldn't find a buyer or a renter. I mean, for somebody to sell their goods, so he had to go too. So and at the end of the day, they're selling at a loss. These commercial real estate, they're selling at a loss. All of them, they're all selling, and soon. And guess what, guys? It's already touching the mansions. I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention, but the mansions are like house mansions. I'm talking about for in residential. Those mansions, they're cutting price because nobody wants luxury no more. They're all cutting back. And guess, I'm telling you guys right now that they're losing profits. So they don't have enough money to live in luxury anymore, to have that extra vacation home, to have that tent house over there sitting in whatever state in the U.S. or in. So what they're doing is they're cutting back. They're not making enough profit, and these wealthy companies, these wealthy people, they're not making enough. That's why they're making sales. They're already, and next thing you know, they're gonna be selling at a loss. And that's what's happening to commercial real estate right now. These big buildings, some buildings that were supposed to be worth probably close to $1 billion. Or hundreds of millions, but then they end up selling it for like $50 million or like a 90% price cut, like a huge haircut. And guess what? That's going to the luxury homes right now. It's already creeping on the luxury homes, and next thing you know, it's gonna touch the upper middle class, and then the middle class, and then everybody. Ultimately, because people are not going to be concerned about luxury anymore. They're going to be concerned about the necessities now. And that's how I was raised, guys. I'm not a guy, just because I was, I'm an American, or you see somebody born in America, doesn't mean that they live in luxury or whatever. They might get paid a little bit better than you, or much more better than you, wherever you're listening from, but that doesn't mean that they're not struggling, okay? And I came from the struggle, guys. I came from the struggle. I know how it is out there. I know how it is down there. And I'm working my way up little by little. It's not easy, But with God's help, nothing is impossible, right, guys? So I was a guy, just so you guys already know, in my past video, I was, coming from a trailer park. So and it wasn't so fancy. The trailer park wasn't even so fancy. Our roads were unpaved in America, right? But anyway, this is not. I'm just trying to relate to some of you guys, because some of you guys, are worried if y'all are gonna get that big payout from the Lord. All I can say is that keep working. Be honest with your work. Always pray, because when you pray about before you go to work, before you do anything, it's a game changer, big time. It's just a different ballpark when you start praying before you go to work, or about when you're about to work. It's just God. You're gonna see God's hands blessing you versus the times that you don't pray to the Lord to protect you and whatever you do, and any contact, anybody who comes across to you, to bless them as well through you. Anyway, guys. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, everything is just selling, and hopefully you guys are paying attention. I want you guys to pay attention. I'm already looking, just look at the prices at the luxury real estate, residential, at least around my area. I'm like, wow, they're dropping. The price are dropping. These people are not playing anymore. They're like, you know what? They cannot afford that nice mansion, or so they're going to start selling at a loss if they don't sell right now, because that's exactly what happened to commercial real estate. Businesses are not making money right now. They are not making. God is shaking. God is shaking. God is shaking those buildings. God is shaking the wealth of the wicked. I can see them falling down. I can see all their money just flying out of their pockets. I can see they don't know what to do. And God knows their hearts. But guys, when we get up there, we're going to be very different. Our era is supposed to be different. So, of course, there's always going to be wicked people in the world. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. But as long as we wait for God's coming, we have to be prepared, and that the enemy is still around, and he's not going to give up. But God is greater. Our God is greater. So, yep, guys, that's it. That's all I had about my dream. Pay attention about what's happening around you guys. Talking about the housing, even the regular houses right here, the new communities where I live, the new constructions. Not a lot of people are buying anymore because of these high interest, and and that's not this is just expect price cuts, higher, bigger price cuts in the rest of this year, and perhaps the next year, follow the trends. Listen to what happened back in 2008. The housing bubble, when everything just went down, prices were cheap. In 2008, 9, 10, 11, they were cheap for a while. Lord knows if it's going to be like that this time or for longer. But remember that during those times, a couple years later, gold actually in 2008 took a small dip, if I'm right. Around 2008, then 2009, it was still low, and then it was picking up slowly, and then like around 2010, 2011, that's when it skyrocketed, and then people end up selling in 2012. So everything has a trend. Everything has a pattern, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything has a pattern. Same thing with crypto. Remember, the Bitcoin halving is going to be in 2024. Sometime in April or May, somewhere around there. Probably like first half, second quarter, I think, second quarter of 2024. The time when everybody's going to sell, the peak is going to be 2025. At least that's the trend. Unless God changes it. Unless XRP becomes the big daddy, and then we just have a new a new school dance. You know what I mean? We got a new rhythm now that we have to dance to, which means XRP ultimately taking control of everything, taking the spot of Bitcoin. Would Bitcoin disappear? I don't think so, unless a lot of people just see it as useless. But I don't think Bitcoin is going to disappear. But I do think XRP has a good chance to replacing, taking that number one spot from Bitcoin. But anyway, like right now, I'm just following the Bitcoin pattern, which is 2024. Every 4 years, 2024, you have the Bitcoin halving, and perhaps the second quarter of 2024. And then in 2025, that's when that's the peak season. That's the euphoria. That's when people are supposed to start selling their crypto. And then a lot of people are going to ask, hey, Dave, should I sell all my crypto? No, don't sell all of your crypto. Don't do that. Even if you made 1,000x or 100,000x or 1,000,000x or 1,000,000,000x, you know what I mean? Even if no matter how many times you X your money, sell a portion, don't sell all of it, because follow the trend, guys. Money is heading digital. And what's digital that is valuable, that has value? Crypto. Just connect the dots. So we're heading there. Okay. So the value is it's all a matter of time. That's all I can say. In the next 8 years, maybe in the next 15 years, the next 20 years, 25 years, I just see crypto just going up, 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 up. It might have some trajectories going down, but it's overall, if you see the Bitcoin chart or from like 10 years ago or 20, no, it hasn't even been that long. Yeah. So since, if you see a Bitcoin chart since 2010, you'll see that the average, the average direction is just going up. And that's how it's still going to continue for the next 20 years at least. Maybe 50. God knows. It's weird because everybody loves the digital, right? So we're still heading more into that digital era. I think we're still like at the cusp of it, at the beginning of it, the beginning stages of it. So, all right, guys, that's it I got for now. I'm already heading for almost 40 minutes. So God bless you all, guys. Thank you for staying this long if you have. And yeah, thank you so much. God bless you all, guys. Desde Chile, Garlic Beats. Dios, oh, quédate, no te alejes. Bien estoy cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí. Permanece hasta el amanecer. Bien estoy cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí. Permanece hasta el amanecer. Bien estoy cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí.
I've been patient on God, He's been patient with my mistakes. Every time I forgot, He reminded me with big stakes. I've been wanting big plates, I've been playing down faith. I've been speaking so unfiltered, I've been losing my taste. I've been praying every morning, makes me grateful. I've been on benders, lost my mind and made me hateful. Thoughts of suicide, I thought my life was wasteful. But I realized that prayer was my way to go. How blessed I am, I put it on you. I know who I am, stop acting a fool. Family love, I put it on crew. And I try to read my Bible every night, learning the rules. But I still act out sometimes. Devoted Christian, if I claimed it then I'd be lying. I've got my vices on the ices, but like a phoenix, holy fire, praise God I shine.
Dios, oh quédate, no te alejes. Bien estoy cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí.
cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí. Permanece hasta el amanecer. Bien estoy cuando siento tu presencia sobre mí.
Yo creo que es mi Dios el que da la señal. Desde el día que rezo para los que están